Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. So today in this stream we'll be building a farm dairy website. So this is a beautiful dairy website that any dairy manufacturers or like a normal dairy manufacturers can copy. So if you want a small project, again this is for beginners, right? So this is the project that we'll be building today. So it looks something like this. We have our hero section, our navbar, and there is a about section also. And also there is some cards that you can basically practice to make them using grid. And yeah, this is basically your normal website. They will be building it in today's stream. So yeah, let's go ahead and start. And yeah, there's also your footer. So it looks pretty clean. It does look pretty aesthetic, to be honest. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and start building it, shall we? So today, first, let me just quickly um do something. Give me a second. So I'm just going to do that. Uh, so there we go. Let's start building this, shall we? So I'm going to open our project folder that we have here. And let me pull out you guys, I mean the chat. So let's go ahead and start building it. So I'm just going to do index.html and put a style.css. Also make a script.js. So this is something that we do in every single one of our lives, since we always do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So now what I'm going to do is also make our boilerplate, right? And here I'm just going to do link our style.css, just like that. And another thing I need to do is, since we'll be using a external font, so I also have to import that. So they will be using Poppins. So this is one of the fonts that is not default to HTML, so we have to externally import it. So this is the link for that. You can also find it in Google if you just type like Poppins font. So if we just type that, and the first link, you'll just see this link right here. So if you press on get font and click on get embedded code, and here you can either get your HTML or even your CSS. So either one of it works. So you can just go ahead and do that. I'm also gonna probably just do that. There we go. And I'm also going to do word wrap just like that. So it looks like everything just fits in the frame. And yeah, that's pretty much, that should be pretty much it. Oops, I cannot speak. So here I'm also gonna do script.js. So yeah, with that said, we should be fine. I'm gonna hit go live, and after doing all that, we should be fine. So the first thing that we need to make is the navbar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do navbar, also do logo. And here I need the logo. So I have a HVG tag that I can use. You'll get the code. If you want the code, it will be linked down in the description box below. Okay, so if you guys want any of the if you guys want the source code, it will be linked down in the description box below. So next thing what I can do is put a span tag saying the farm, just like that, or you can just do code and farm actually. I'm just gonna put code and farm, I guess it's fine. So next thing what I need to do is make the actual nav section. So I'm gonna make a UL tag. Inside this, I'm gonna do li. I can also do something like this. I can do here, and this will be for home. So this will basically point to different section in the web page. So this will be for home. I'm just gonna copy paste bunch of these. The next one will be catalog. Also do recipes. So next thing that I need to do is basically do story. So this will basically be our different sections in the navbar. Also do certificates. Just probably copy paste that. That's the same thing anyways. There we go. Next thing I can do is values and just do, let's say, our value. So this will basically be our footer section. And with that said, our navbar should be done. So let's quickly go ahead and style this. I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do margin 0. I'm also gonna check if we are live. Give me a second, guys. We are live, right? We are live. Let's go. By the way, if you have any questions regarding the actual, things, you can probably go ahead and actually ask me if you guys want, or if you have any questions. Also do padding, box sizing. I'm gonna put it to border box, just like that. And here, what I'm gonna do is do body, font family. I'm also gonna do pop-ins. So if you remember, again, we basically imported a custom font, right? So I can just type Poppins, see if it works. It does work. So this is the Poppins font. And in the else, I'm just going to put sans serif. So if Poppins does not work, it will basically default it to sans serif. And also do overflow X at hidden. The reason I do this is because sometimes, the reason we do this is we are not making a hamburger menu. To be fair, it's super easy to make one, but I just got lazy today, so it's for you to make a hamburger menu. It's super simple. If you guys want the actual, like logic how to do it, you basically make this display none at smaller screen sizes and basically, uh, you know, put the visibility of the hamburger menu, which is the actual icon, to flex or like block whatever you're using, and it basically just you write the JavaScript for it. It is super simple. So for now, I'm just gonna overflow hidden in case the screen size is lower and it basically doesn't mess up the entire code, right? And for navbar, what I'm going to do is obviously do display flex, put justify content to space between, not around, because we want it to be separated by quite a distance. Also do align item center to position them center in the cross axis. Also do padding 20 and 80 pixels, not 20. There we go. Set the background to probably white. And box shadow, set that to 0, 2 pixels, 10 pixels, and RGBA, set that to around that. I'm going to do position set to fixed, also do width set to 100%, and do top 0. There you go. So that gets fixed in the top line. Also do z-index 1000. Okay. So to make sure it absolutely sticks at the top. There we go. So that is for the outer container of the navbar. So we have to style the inner container. So all of these things, right? Now for that, I'm just gonna put logo display flex. So this is this container right here. So we have a logo and the text. So this is super simple to actually make it. So we just do align item center. Now they're sticking close to each other. We need to put a gap. So we'll put a gap of 10 pixels. Now, for code inform, it doesn't look very like a title, right? So I'm gonna make it a little bit bolder and increase the font size. By default it's 16 pixels, so I'm gonna increase that to 20 pixels. You can also put like 1.2 rem if I'm doing my math correctly. Okay, no, apparently. Oh, 1.4, 1.2 rem. I forgot to put the. Yeah, probably around that. I'm just gonna put 20 pixels for now. Now for logo, which is the image tag, now we have image. So for that, what I'm gonna do is give width around 40 pixels and height around 40 pixels. And there we go, that should be fine. NavUL, just give display flex. Now this is super simple. We remove the list styles. Also put gap around 40 pixels. Just like that. There we go. Right. There we go. So we should be fine. Next thing that we need to make is the nav ul lia. So we're basically getting the anchor tags, right? Yo, what's up, bro? Hey, Rexy, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing? So text decoration set to none. How was your assignment? We'll do color 3, font width 500. Also do transition color 0.3 seconds at ease. Yeah, that should look pretty decent. Let me full screen. Yeah, that looks pretty alright to me. Okay, it is pretty messy in smaller screen sizes. You can probably make a hamburger menu for this. So yeah, that should be fine. Prototype 1 is absolute mess. How though? It's not that difficult. How though? I told you to, like, if you have any questions, ask me. You didn't ask me, you know, man. We'll do hover. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. Color E6, 3.9 and 4.6. Yeah, that looks pretty alright to me. Okay, next is hero section. So what I'm gonna do here is push that aside for now. And what I'm gonna do is after navbar, we'll probably make our hero section. So I'm gonna put a comment saying hero section. Make sure to always put comments, guys, because actually you might not know how, like, it will be pretty helpful to you, because if you have to navigate something, you can just type the like nav section just like that. It will take you there, you know. You don't have to like make sure to remember everything in the code. So here we have to make a section. Not necessarily, you can probably do whatever you want, but section is really good in terms of like semantic coding. Now here we have sections. I gave a ID of home to basically, you know, link it to our anchor tag. Here what I need to do is let's basically do hero content. We'll do h1, and we have some text, right? We have some text here, but I'm just gonna put spam. So I want this specific text to get highlighted. I'm just gonna do highlight and just do dairy products as content. And I think we should be fine. So here we should be good. There we go. Next thing that we need is a paragraph tag. Now, paragraph tag, I have a tag that I ChatGPT'd. I'm just gonna copy paste that for now and do hero buttons and do anchor tags. Oops, where it is. And just do catalog. So in case if it does, so like I'll probably take it to catalog. And here I'm just going to give a button of button primary. And we'll just do explore our catalog just like that. And I'm just gonna copy paste this here too. So this will be for contact. And this will basically say contact us. There we go. Let me quickly drink water. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so we are here. If there are any errors, no, there are not. That's fine. So of the hero buttons, we have our hero content. For content, I'm gonna put a image. So I'm just gonna do hero image, and I actually have a image source, which I'm just gonna put it here. When that loads, there we go. That's our hero section image. And I'm just gonna put it right there. I'm just gonna do that. There we go. Actually, that made it worse. There we go. That's indented now. Now to style our hero section, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to make a comment saying hero section. And here I'm just going to do hero, do margin top about 80 pixels, also do padding 80 pixels, 80 pixels, and 40 pixels. Also do background linear gradient. So here and do linear gradient of F8, F9, F8 about 0%. And also do E9, EC, EF about 100%. There we go. So that was for the background, right? Do display flex. And also do, give me a second here. Okay, so we have this, right? Hero. So we have that. Okay, so we'll do display flex, align items set to center, justify content set to center as well. Do space between, and min height set to run 600 pixels. Give me what? Okay. Yo, Rexy, how are you, man? Positive set to relative and overflow set to hidden. So if I do this, it should have just come into here. It's very messy. So if I just put that here, okay. And here I'm just gonna do hero content, do flex 1, also do max width set to 600 pixels, and do hero h1. So I'm just gonna do font family set to play fair display. This is one of our, one of the fonts that we have here. And next, instead of that, if it doesn't load, you know about coding challenges right now, right? I'm getting issues and like I'm doing challenges, but it's not running. Really? I'll let the team know. Can you specify what kind of problem you're getting? (56) font size 56. Also do margin bottom of 20 pixels. And here I'm just gonna do color 1A, 1A. Can you specify what kind, like issues, like it's not running? Or like what kind of problem? Let's do style. Okay, it's not getting flex. I don't know why though. Very weird. Okay, there we go. Hmm. Interesting. So it's actually running, so that's interesting. Okay. Huh, so here what I'm gonna do, remove hero padding. Is that it? No, I don't, that shouldn't be it. Like, yeah, it does nothing. What am I missing here? But it's fine, it's fine. It's supposed to be something. Give me a second. I'm just gonna quickly check something. Yeah, it should be flex. We'll figure out. We'll figure out. Don't worry. I can, if I have something here, if I messed up something, I just can't figure it out. The funniest part is I'm writing codes and it ain't even. Wow. Okay. I'll let the guys know. We'll do hero padding. Not padding, hero P, which is the paragraph tag. I'm just gonna put the color to around 6. To do font size 18 pixels, margin bottom set to 40 pixels, line height set to 1.6. So there we go. One thing I think I should do here. Mm. Did I mean something here? I don't think I messed up something here, right? Yeah, this shouldn't be the problem. Okay, so we have margin top, display flex. I don't think any of the things. Restart the live server. Yeah, we can try that. Okay, does nothing. Because if I add other, bro, give width. Oh my god. Oh my god. Even if, wait, it doesn't, wait, no. I can give width. But like there is like there is the width though. The width is already 100%, no? I think this should be height. Wait, hold up. Let me try. Let me try. We'll just go min height or width. Set that to 100%. Or yeah, oh, min width. No, it doesn't work. Width 100%. No, but width by default is 100% unless I capped it something somewhere here or down there. This is hero content, right? This is the content. So it should not matter that much. Still can't figure it out though. Wait, let me just comment this part out. Just to flex. Wait. So we have the content, which is this. It's overflowing. We can also do that, yeah. Yeah, this should work. Unless the picture is too big. Wait, let me actually wait. That might be it. But like, wait, that does not make sense though. Let me just reach the. Let me just quickly give the image, which is our image, right? We'll just do dot because we have overflow to set to hidden. So let me just wait. So first, let's style the container. We'll do flex 1. We'll set the position to relative. Also do display flex. Just like that. Also do justify content center. Align items to center. That is for that. Next thing that I can do is probably just do hero image img, set the max width to 100%. I guess not giving the width 100%. Height set to auto. Relative on the index. We have that. No. Okay. I'll give it 2, I guess. But there has to be some sort of. Okay, it's not applying anywhere. So if I just give a border radius 10 pixels. Wait, no. We have to put this here, I think. Yeah, okay, it's actually getting applied, but it's not getting flexed for some goddamn reason. We can decrease the height. Let's decrease the height by, let's say, 50%. So even if you decrease that, it's still coming in stacks. I just restart the server, right? Okay, there has to be some mistake I've done in code, but I just can't fathom I cannot figure it out. Either it's the server or I'm just retard. Okay, for now I'm just gonna carry on the video. We might figure out eventually. Where was I? I was at hero image, right? We were styling, no, hero image. Right, paragraph D. So let's actually style the buttons if it actually gets styled. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll just do display flex. Yeah, that seems to be working. Yeah, that also seems to be working. Increase a little bit. So when I do display flex, Rexy, when I do display flex, this should just go on to the right side, right? That is the whole thing. If I just show you our finished code, this is how it should look like, right? It should go on the right. But for some goddamn reason, it's not going to the right. Because when I do display flex, the flex direction will by default be set to like row. So it should come side to side. So this is how it's supposed to work at least. But yeah, I also forgot to style the highlight. Just do dot highlight. And here I'm just gonna do color. We'll make it probably that. There we go. Which is also matches that. Now let's quickly style the buttons and we should be good. Here I'm just gonna do BTN primary. Set the background to our signature red color. Set the color to white, text decoration set to none. That will get rid of that underline. Also do padding set to 14 pixels and 32 pixels. You can also do, I think 1.2 RAM and 1.2 RAM and 2 RAM, I think. My maths is correct. Bro, once restart VS Code, bro, restart a live server. You want me to restart VS Code? I can do that. Okay. We'll do E6 3946. Yeah, about that. Okay, I'll do it in a bit. Give me a second. Border radius, I'm just gonna do around 2 RAM. And text decorate, no. Okay, so I'll just do transition. All 0.3 seconds at ease. That should be everything, I think. Missing something? I don't think so. So here I'm just gonna put a hover effect, changing the background to, let's say I have a darker thing, so I'm just gonna do D62828. And this will like adjust from here. It also works. So it's when you hover over it, it's a little bit dark. There we go. Now I'm also gonna put a effect of transition. Not transition, what am I doing? Transform. So transform will translate that by -2 pixels. So this will be -2 pixels upwards. And also put a box shadow actually. So do 0, 5 pixels, 15 pixels. Also do RGBA. I need it close to a reddish color. So I'm just gonna do 230, 57, 70, and 0.5, 0.3 as alpha. Something like this. You kind of can see it, but it's like the image is actually preventing us to see it. Okay, let me just quickly close our VS Code. So we have this. That's the project. So I'm just gonna open it with VS Code again. There we go. Oops. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna hit go live again. Okay, there's some mistake here I did. I think it's, no, it should work though. Did I mess up anything here? Oh. Oh, okay. So I definitely messed up something here. Stuff closes here. Oh, okay. So I go here. Where did I mess up? Oh my god. I'm gonna punch myself in the face, man. I swear to God. Okay. Okay. Like the thing is, my theme is pretty bad, it seems, because I didn't see that it was indicating a hard red, which says it had error somewhere around there. Apparently, I forgot to close one of the anchor tags. I don't know how. I think it got removed when I was like copy pasting. But well, okay, we did it. Very okay. Moral of the story: do not copy paste. I'm kidding. Do copy paste. I hate writing code. At least the same code over and over again. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna punch myself in the face, man. I swear to God. I was actually like really like I was like, why isn't it working? Like it's not something it shouldn't work. Like I don't know. Like oh my god. And again, another mistake I made. I both made this button like primary. I just realized that. Okay, there we go. And you style this now. We were trying like so hard. What was the issue? Apparently, I'm just a dumbass. But okay. I shouldn't be cursing on stream, but oh well. I'm. Oh my god. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, guys. So background set to white, and also do colors. So color, I'm just gonna opposite. Like I'm just gonna set a opposite color. So instead of having the background color as red, I'm gonna put the color as the actual signature color. I'm also gonna remove the none here. Do padding 14 pixels and 32 pixels. I'm gonna put 2 RAM if you want. But I can't do maths right now. Also do 30 pixels. And also set these text decorations set to none. Also do font size. Oops, font weight. Font weight around set to 500. Also do borders set to 2 pixels solid. You either do RGBA or you can directly just probably copy paste the signature red color that we have here. So I'll probably run that. It looks pretty neat. I think. Also put a transition all 0.3 seconds at ease. And also do secondary. And put secondary for hover. One thing I need to do, I think, is set that beneath here, just to like, it doesn't do anything, but it makes the code a little bit more readable, because the actual hover effect for the button is right above there. So next, for the hover effect, I'm also gonna do the same thing here. And I'm gonna do for this, what I'm gonna do is set the background color as the signature color. So if we hover over it, it looks something like this. Now the letter is camouflage, so to fix that, we can set the color to white. Looks pretty neat. And I can put a finishing touch by putting a translate to probably -2 pixels. That's so basically that is -2 pixels upwards from its original position. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. Bro, you're so much talented. It ain't sarcasm. No. I mean, uh, no, I'm still not as talented as other programmers. I'm trying. Okay, it's like, thank you. Appreciate that, but I'm not like, I'm not the super talented, like a god in programming. The thing is, I can't even solve any of these problems, right? These problems are really difficult for me. Like I'm trying, I've been like not getting into lead code or like any of the programming logic concepts, because I'm still learning all of them, like a lot of them. But yeah. Okay, so moving on for just stalling, so let's go ahead and start another section. So another section that we have is basically a section that gives you a short description about the website with some of the pictures as a card item. So to make that, what I'm going to do is put a premium section. So this, I don't know why it calls like that, but we'll just do premium section. Why not? Because it is the premium section, quote unquote, Here what I'm gonna do is make a section. Okay, that was not okay, that's not the syntax. We'll do I'll make a syntax. What am I saying? I can make a section here. To do that, I need to do that actually. So we'll do premium. I cannot speak today for some goddamn reason. Again, water break, guys. Stay hydrated. Don't forget to stay hydrated, please. I always forget to drink water. Okay, moving on. So for premium section, I'm gonna make two different content, right? One will be for the actual image that we have, like this. This time I'll not forget to add the closing tag. Okay, trust me. We'll do a premium section, no, premium content, and we'll put a cheese image, right? I'm also gonna put the name as that. Actually, looks pretty funny, to be honest. I'm gonna put an image, so I'm only gonna put an image. I'm not gonna bother putting it alt because I know the image will work. So this is one of the, I don't know which kind of cheese it is. I think it's like how do you call it? Like aged cheese, I think. We'll do premium features. So here for the features, what I'm going to do here is make an H2, right? And has the section title. So this will be a styling that will be shared by every single one of the section titles. Can you make something using API? I mean, I can, but right now I don't have any API. I mean, we can probably make something with Pokey API, which I love. I love this. I mean, I haven't watched Pokemon that much, but like this is actually really fun. I often struggle using APIs. What kind of thing that you struggle? Like, what is the thing that you struggle on? I can teach you. I mean, I may be not able to teach you everything in today in one setting, but I can probably give you a guidance on like how to learn them. Premium quality. There we go. Premium quality and freshness. Boom. Okay, it doesn't look nice because we haven't styled it yet, but we'll probably do it in a bit. So, okay, so I forgot one thing. I was supposed to wrap this. I'm just gonna do view, word wrap. There we go. Looks neat now. Right. So here after the section, I need a subtitle. So after the H1, I'm gonna do section subtitle. And for that, I'm just gonna copy paste a text because as you may know me, I am very lazy. So boom. There we go. Now let's style this thing first because it kind of looks ugly, to be honest. Okay, so here, oops. Okay, so here after, wait, what was it? Section, premium section. Right, I'm just gonna copy paste this. Just like that. Boom. Also do padding 100 pixels. Any pixel give it the gap, so it's neatly, not nicely, neatly, uh, neatly arranged like that. Also do background white. Fetching them is easy, but we want specific sort of information from the API. I just can't. For example, when I use gcon API, sometimes I properly use the API to link URL and certain. What is gcon API? Oh, my analyst. Really? Holy. Okay. Oh, you have given me a new API that I can probably make another stream on. Oh, I can probably use this. We were actually thinking to do another like anime watching website because the previous one that we did actually went live. I don't remember which kind of API that we used there though. Fetching them is really easy, that's correct. But like it's usually in at least in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it's basically DOM manipulation though. Um so yeah, you just get the thing. But like for example, for Pokey, let's go example for Pokey API. You have to see all of these, right? And there are basically sections inside a given key of the HTML object, not HTML object, JavaScript object. And you can basically just, go chain this after this after that. I can just chain in, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna show you a quick, if you stay at the end, that is, because I need to finish this project first. But we'll probably go ahead and do a small API fetching. If we can do that, then why not? If you have time. But for now, I cannot be stalling and actually, you know, put this. So I forgot this should be a paragraph tag. I'm here, don't worry. Okay. I'll teach you. So we'll do feature grid. So it'll be a grid of a lot of cheese. If you guys like cheese. So I'm just gonna do feature item here. Probably push that a little bit side to there. So this will be a grid with a lot of images that we have. So they'll basically be like this. It will be a bunch of images with there. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna copy paste existing code that I have here with all of the image. Now it's basically the same thing but with different images, right? That's the same thing. Everything else, the HTML structure is the same. The classes are also the same. So just let me cheat a little bit and copy paste. Thank you. So after this, what I'm gonna do is actually gonna style this. So here, I have the premium section. What I'm gonna do is first style the section title. Now we have the section title here. I'm gonna do text align set to center. Also do font family. Do we have a play fair? I can just probably copy paste that and come down there. There you go, boom. I can just copy paste there. Font size, I'm just gonna do 42 pixels, really big, right? Also do, what is it? Also do that. And the next thing what I can do is I can probably set a margin bottom of 20 pixels. Just like that, boom. I also set the color to that. There we go. So now we have to style the section subtitle. We'll just do subtitle, just like that. We'll do text align set to center. We'll do color set to 666. Do font size 1 rem. We'll do margin bottom set to 600 pixels. There we go. So do margin left, do auto, and margin right, do auto. There we go. Premium content. So here, after doing all of that, I'm probably style the premium content. So I'm just gonna do premium, change that to content. We'll do display flex like that. Right now it doesn't look nice because it's a whole mess. But once we style the actual thing, it should look fine. Here what I'm gonna do is put line item, not line contents, line items to center. Okay, is it center? It's not in the center, I would assume. The reason, because probably like the reason behind that is probably that. But it should be fine. Let's put a gap of 80 pixels, I think. If I do that, so this is the whole content here, right? And also do cheese image, that's fine. Premium features, that's probably fine. Yeah, look, it looks okay to me. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so here what I'm gonna do is just do cheese image, do flex one, also do text align set to center, just like that. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh wow, how did it? Okay, actually, this is a good idea. Wow, okay. Bro, to make websites responsive, is it really necessary to use units like RAM, EM? Good question. The reason is not that easy, but yeah, in most cases, yes. The reason why it is that is because if you put RAM, right? RAM is basically a unit which basically has basically changes relative to your HTML font size. So by default, your HTML font size is like 16, right? If I do HTML and increase the font size to, let's say, 32 pixels, whatever value that I have like is 1 rem, it should change. So font size subtitle, it should change. Let's say I do 3 rem. Yep, it will change according to that because the font size doubled, right? If I now decrease it to default or just completely remove it, it will get smaller. See that? So basically, the reason why we use rem and m or em, whatever you want to call it, is because you can basically put a specific font size. It's usually 16, but like you can basically adjust it according to HTML. You don't have to change the whole code, right? Your milk. Yeah, I know it's bigger. I will do it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not there yet. I'm gonna do it. Cheese image. I hope that cleared your doubt. Now, if I used pixels there, right? If I used pixels there, it wouldn't have mattered, right? Even if I whatever I do, let's say I did font size like 400 pixels, that's a complete nightmare. But like let's say 42 pixels, like it wouldn't have matter. The other thing that I basically use rem on changes. However, the things that I put pixels will not change. So yeah, I hope that cleared your doubt. Okay. So moving on to cheese image, right? Cheese image. Do you guys like cheese? Because I kind of like cheese. So here max width will set that to 100%, just like that. And also do height set to auto. And also do filter. We'll do drop shadow, 0, 10 pixels, 30 pixels, and set to 0, 0, 0, 0 0.15. There we go. So that will be the cheese image, right? It should look pretty nice. Next is premium features. So do premium features. First style the flex set to 1. We'll do feature grid. We'll do display grid. We'll do grid template columns. We'll do repeat 3 per fraction. Should look pretty nice. Okay, there we go. It's not visible that much, but yeah. Okay, it's absolutely a nightmare, but we'll do feature item. We'll do text line set to center. One thing I think I forgot to do. Okay, give me a second. We should be fine. Okay, let's style the image first. It actually looks horrible right now. So we'll do width, we'll set to 100 pixels. Height, we'll set to 100 pixels. Also do border radius set to 50%. Why is it so? I think I messed up the HTML structure here somewhere. Give me a second, guys. Let me fix. So content. Okay, so I think I messed up somewhere here. So we'll do. So that's that. So that's fine. Right. We'll have premium features after that, which basically covers everything here. And we'll have that. Okay. That's fine. Okay, it doesn't look that okay, it looks nice finally, but why is there so big gap though? It's probably because I put like margin bottom 600 pixels or something like that, right? I think I remember. Wait, hold up. I messed up somewhere. I don't know where. Wait, I think I messed up. Why is there? Where is it? Oh, okay. So, okay. Wow, that's supposed to be max width. There we go. Now there should be a small margin bottom here. Margin bottom of 60 pixels. There we go. That looks okay. Now it's not responsive. We have to make it responsive, but we'll do it later. Okay. Okay. No stalling. We should find. Okay, next. Next we have is the product section that basically displays all of the products. I'm just gonna do products section, also put catalog here. I'm just gonna do products header. Okay, that's not okay. And also do that. So here I have a bunch of text. I'm just gonna copy paste. That is the thing. So do paragraph tag, and I have a tag. I have a paragraph. I'm gonna copy paste just like that. Also put anchor tag. We'll put the class as BTN primary, which is the styling that I basically already have defined. So it will probably look something like this. And I'm just gonna do discover more products. Just like that. So that will be our thing, right? Next thing what I can do is make a products grid. So here I'm just gonna do products grid and start making our card. So we'll do product card. Inside this I'm gonna put a image. So I have a image which I can give. Also need to give it a class, I think. So here for styling, I can give a product image. Either you can use JavaScript to actually map all of these into your website, or that's better actually, or you can just copy paste like me, since you're not making a built-in, full website anyways. So I'm gonna do that. So I can do that, and here I can give a product info. We'll do h3 here. I will do Graveria next. So this is one of the keys. I'm just gonna do anchor tag here. We'll do product link. This will obviously lead to nowhere, but we have it in case we want to add it. So that is one card. So I'm gonna copy paste our other cards because it's the same code, just like a different content, right? I don't want to be like, I don't want to just type everything here. It's boring. So it's basically the same thing, but different pictures and contents, okay? It basically has a product card. Inside it has an image tag with images with their class of product image, and we have another div which basically stores the product info. That's it. No rocket science here. So after all of that, we need to style these, right? So I'm going to do, I forgot to name the thing, right? Okay, so here what I can do, give me a second, guys. Okay, so here I can basically call the product section, also do padding 100 pixels and 80 pixels, same as that, and set the background to a little bit different, so I'm just gonna do that. There we go. Here, next thing I can do is just do products header, set a max width of 500 pixels. We'll do product header h2. So now the h2 here. Do font family. We'll do play fair display. We'll do sheriff. Right. Here I can just do font size set to 42 pixels. Also do margin bottom set to 20 pixels. Just like that. This should be styled. Next thing I have is the products header paragraph tag. Now for that, it is kind of unimportant, so I'm just gonna gray that out a little bit. Also do 30 pixels, like margin. Also give line height about that much. Next thing that we have to style is the grid now. So here I can just first style the actual grid. We'll make it a grid first, of course. Also do grid template columns. Repeat, we'll basically let it auto fit for whatever they want. Also do min max. So the minimum we can go is 280 pixels per fraction. Just like that. Right? It will just auto adjust according to the thing. And also do gap set to 30 pixels. Now this is kind of bugging me. And put a margin top of around 30 pixels. There we go. Now to style the actual cards. Right now it doesn't look great, I know. But let's actually fix that. So I'm just gonna do product card. Hopefully I didn't mess up the actual name, right? If I did, that would be really, really unfortunate. Product card. Doesn't seem like I have messed up. Yep. I'm gonna do background, set that to white. Also do border radius set to 20 pixels. Overflow set to hidden. Also do box shadow. Box shadow give 0, 5 pixels and 20 pixels. RGBA set around grayish color. There we go. Now we still have to style the images. We'll do that in a bit. First, put a transition here, all 0.3 seconds. At ease, we'll make a hover effect first for the card. We'll basically do background, set that to not that. We'll just do transform, translate, negative 10 pixels upwards. Yeah, it looks really nice. Also do box shadow 0, 15 pixels, 40 pixels. Set the RGB value to that. So it should look something like this. Now we still have some styling to do, but for now it does look pretty nice. Now to style the actual images, right? We'll first style the container first. So we'll do image. We have the actual images tag wrapped inside the container. That is a not container. This is the actual, I forgot. Okay, so this is the actual image. You can set the width to 100%. This will basically get or wrap that thing into there. So give a specific height since it's kind of bigger. So that is what it's doing. So now it looks stretched. So I can fix that to object fit to cover. There we go. Now, next thing I can do is just do product info. I'll do padding. Set that to 25 pixels. Also do text align set to center. It's science 26. Hi, welcome to stream. How are you, man? We'll do product card info. I think it's H3, right? What is it? Okay, it's H3. Nice. We'll put H3 here. We'll do font size 22 pixels. We'll put a 15 pixel margin bottom. And also do that. Can you show the code template HTML? Oh, right. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, is it not in the description? Did I forget? Give me a second. I'm going to put it. Hold up. I think it was in my Discord or something. I'm going to put the link in the chat, okay? Thanks, best regards from Frederick. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I've put the link in the if you don't know how to use it, if you just click on it, it'll basically take you to that. You can also view, since this is our website, we're also adding like a weekly based sorting, so you can basically see which project that we add here. So this is basically a application or web page of ours where you can basically see all of our projects. So I basically upload all of my projects here, and you can basically get the code. You can basically copy paste or get the code if you want here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working, but yeah, you can basically get the code. You can also, it's basically an online compiler, but it lets you share the code too. So that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, okay, enough selling out. Let me actually focus on coding. But yeah, okay. Here I'm gonna do product link. Also do color 00BC and D4. There we go. So that's the color that we'll be using. Now it has that ugly underline, so I can just do that to remove that. So do font weight set to 500 and also set the font size to about 14 pixels. So yeah, that looks pretty nice. The cards look actually pretty nice now. And yeah, that is another section of ours. Looks pretty nice. Since we're using grid, it's already kind of. It's not like absolutely responsive, but it's kind of responsive. Okay, with that said, let's move on to another section, shall we? So we have this. So we have another section that we can make here. What I'm going to do is, after the products, we have recipes, right? So I'm just going to do recipes section. I'm going to put a comment here. So this is another card style method. We'll basically put 3 cards with some sort of information, and there we go. I'm just gonna do section dot, I'm just gonna do section dot recipes section. Also give recipes as ID for this section for our, this thing right here. Now next what I can do is give section title and basically copy paste our the actual tag okay, I cannot speak, actual title or heading that we have. We'll do section subtitle. Since it's already styled, I don't have to style it any longer. I can just give it that and it should be styled automatically. The only thing I have to style is actually the grid. So I'm just going to do recipes grid. Inside that, I'm going to make a recipe card as usual. I'm going to have an image here, which will also have a class of recipe image. And I'm going to copy paste this. Oops. And after this, I'm going to make a recipe info. I'm going to have a street here. We'll do cheesecake. We'll copy paste. Again, not copy paste. We'll use an anchor tag that will lead to nowhere, but we'll have a class of view button. We'll just do view. It will lead to nowhere, but yeah. Now again, I have 2 more cards already made out for me, so I don't have to type everything again. So I'm just going to copy paste. It's basically the same code with different image source and different content, right? Everything else is exactly the same. So yeah. It just saves me time because I mean, I don't want to be typing the same thing over and over, right? Okay, so for recipe section, what I'm going to do is first style give the actual padding on the left and right? Now, it was 100 pixels and 80 pixels, I think. Yep, there we go. And since we're alternating, so this is kind of a grayish, so this has to be white. By default, it is set to white, but I'm gonna make sure it's white by just setting it to there. So there we go. So next is recipes grid that we had. We'll again make this a grid. We'll do grid template columns. We'll do repeat, auto fit. We'll do min max. So minimum we can go is 300 pixels. It will go per fraction. There we go. There we go. It should look something like this. Okay, I made grid. Now we need to put a gap. So let's put a gap of 30 pixels around the actual container or grid. I can also do margin top set to around 50 pixels, just like that. Next is styling the actual card. So just gonna do recipe card. Card lover, hi, welcome to the stream again. Thank you for tuning in once again. Let's go. I missed you. We'll do background white, set the border radius to around 20 pixels. Also do overflow set to hidden. We'll do box shadow 0, 5 pixels, 20 pixels. We'll set that something like that. There we go. To do transition all 0.3 seconds at ease. Just like that. Also do, what else I need to do? Okay, hover effect, yes. So for hover effect, I'm gonna do the usual. I'm just gonna transform, translate to -10 pixels. Also give a box shadow of 0, 15 pixels, 40 pixels. Set the RGBA value to something like that. So yeah, it looks pretty nice. Next thing what I can do is actually style the image. So for that, I'm going to do with 100% height. Also set that to 100%, so that will basically disappear. Right? And I'm going to do object fit to cover. Just like that. Okay, I said 100%. That's not 100%. 200 pixels. I forgot if you do 100%, it basically overlaps the whole thing. Unless you actually wrap this inside a container, that will basically not make it wrapped, right? I'll just do recipe card. We'll do info, style the H3. We'll do 20 pixels for the font size, and we'll put a margin bottom. Now we need to style the container first. So I'm just going to do text align set to center. I'll give a padding of 25 pixels. Just like that. Looks pretty neat, I think. Yeah, so far it looks pretty nice. Next thing what I can do to this is style the view button. So we'll do view button. We'll give a background of transparent. We'll give a color of our signature red color. We'll give a padding of 10 pixels and 20 pixels. Also do border 2 pixels solid of the same signature color that we have here. We'll give a border radius of 20 pixels. We'll do text decoration set to none. I'll do display inline block. And do font weight set to 500. We'll do transition all 0.3 seconds at ease. And there we go. I need to make a hover effect for this. We'll give a background of this right here. We'll give a color of white. Same thing, looks pretty nice. And yeah. So that is all of that. Now, one thing I can do is also make a view all button here. So if I do that, if I come back to a grid, after the grid, I can basically make a view all button. So I'm just going to do view all button, do href, and just do class button primary. I'll do view all recipes. Now this will basically be just for the styling, but you can easily make logic for this by just increasing the max height. If you have other cards, let's say, you can basically increase the max height of the container, and yeah, it will just work just like that. Right? We'll do text line set to center. So do margin top set to around 50 pixels. View all. There we go. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this section that we have here. That is all for the recipes section. The next section we have is the last section, and that is the contact section, right? We have a form and I think a picture, contact image. I'm going to make a section that will have a class of contact section. So give an ID of contact here. I'm just going to make a div for contact content. Inside this, I'm going to make a logo with a style. Okay, style of color set to white and margin bottom set to 20 pixels. For now, I'm just going to give more the basic stuff here. Should be fine. And inside the logo, I can also give a span of code in or code farm. Give code in farm, I think. Okay. And yeah. Okay, it's annoying me. Okay, there we go. Okay. So next thing that I can do is also give an SVG image here, which I have again. I have HVG tag here. So that's the same SVG tag for our domain logo. And after this, what I can do is probably just create. Wait, where am I? We're in logo, right? That's right there. The word wrap is kind of really annoying here, but that's fine. Okay, here we need h2, which will basically say we would love to hear from you. This is basically a tag just like that. Next thing what I can do is make a form, right? We need to make a form here. We'll make a form, we'll use the form tag, which will have a class of contact form. We don't need action. And here I can just do form row. We'll put we'll put two input tags. Give a placeholder of full and required. So I can just copy paste this, duplicate that. So the first one will be that, or you can just put full name, not only full, and just do email, and here give email. There we go. So after this, what I can do is make another form row, and I can give input. Go tell you. One thing I can do is also set the autocomplete to off, so it will not leak my things. I hope at least. Sometimes it doesn't work properly. We'll just do mobile number. I'll put, or I can just put phone number. It's the same thing. We'll also put this as required, just like that. I'm just gonna copy paste this now. So I'll put that to text here. So it'll be subject, or why did you contact us? And after all of that, we'll put a big text area with a placeholder saying message. Also put this as required. And yeah. Next I can just do button. We'll put type. We'll do submit. We'll do class. We'll do submit button. There we go. After all of that, we'll finish the contact content. And last, we need to put a image. So here I can just do contact image and just do img. Now I have a image right here. I'm just gonna reuse it of the cheese. I think I already did it somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm just gonna give this. I don't think I need to give it anything. And yeah, that is pretty much it for HTML. So let's go ahead and actually style this thing. And after that, we should be done with CSS also. So we'll just do contact section, and here I'm just gonna do contact section. We'll do padding set to 100 pixels and 80 pixels. Again, set the background. Since this is a contact section, I'm gonna give it an entirely different background color. Now right now it's black, so I'm going to change to all of the text color to white to make it visible. Also put this display flex since it's a container. I mean, I know, not because it's a container, because I want it side to side. Also do gap around, set that to 80 pixels. I can just do that there, just like that. Since we are done with HTML. Okay, so I'm just going to do contact section here. No, okay, we already did that. In contact content, there we go. We'll put the flex to 1. Now, if you're wondering what basically flex1 does, flex1 basically sets flex grow, flex grow to 1, flex shrink to 1, I think, and flex basis to 0, if I remember correctly. Do h2 here. Font family, we will probably set to our normal thing that we have been using, to the flare play display. And we'll put sheriff here. There we go. Also do font size set to 48 pixels and margin bottom set to 40 pixels. So that's for that. Next is contact content. Next is contact form itself. So we'll do display flex, do flex direction set to column. We'll do gap 20 pixels, right? All of that. Next thing that we need to do is actually style the form row, each and every one. I'm just gonna do display set to grid actually. And here we'll do grid template columns, one fraction and one fraction. It's easier to make it responsive if you use grid in these kind of situations. We'll just do 20 pixels. I want to see why is this. Did I? Oh yeah, okay. I forgot to put content here. I was actually putting there. Okay, there we go. I was wondering why it was like that. So after all of that, it does look kind of nice. So next, we'll style the actual things. We'll do contact form input. Next thing that we need is, since it's already all of the inputs, next I'll just do text area. We'll give a padding of 15 pixels and 20 pixels. We'll give a border of none. We'll give border radius of 10 pixels. Also do background set to 255, 255, 255, and 0.1, just like that. Also set the color to white. Also set the font family to Poppins that we have been using. Otherwise, set that to sans serif, just like that. Next thing is the placeholder. So for that, I can just copy paste actually. Give a placeholder. Give a placeholder again. We'll format the document here. I don't need any of these. We'll set the color to RGBA set the same. However, give it a little lighter color. Just like that. Okay. Okay. That was not supposed to happen. I swear to God, it doesn't work. The autocomplete off does not work, and it kind of pisses me off sometimes. Okay, so contact form. Not that I care, but yeah. We'll do resize to vertical. Okay, that works. Also do min height set to 120 pixels. Yeah, there we go. Now for submit button, right? Did I actually give it a class? Because I think I didn't. Oh, I did, okay. Here set the background to our signature red, give it a color of white, give it padding of the same 15 and 40 pixels. Also give border to none. Also do border radius to 30 pixels. Font weight set to 600. And cursor set to pointer. We'll do width fit content. Just like that. We'll do transition. All 0.3 seconds at ease. Now for a hover effect, I'm not going to do anything too fancy. I'm going to give a background of darker red that we have here. Just like that. And here I'm going to give a translate at -2 pixels. Also give box shadow of 0, 5 pixels, and 15 pixels. RGB is set to that exact value. There we go. Looks pretty nice. And now style the contact image. So we'll do contact image. We'll do flex set to 1. We'll do display flex and justify content to center. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Looks okay. Now to style the actual image. So I'll just do EMG. We'll do max width set to 100% of the container. Just like that. Also do height set to auto. Border radius set to 20 pixels. And with that, it should be fine. Now to do media queries. So we will only do media queries for the screen or the thing when we cross 768 pixels. We put a navbar, we'll padding 20 pixels and 30 pixels. Boom, 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 boom. So we have hero, and since we can basically change every single one of these sections, right? All of them. What we can do, either you can just basically do section here, which is pretty bad, but we can do that. We'll do 60 pixels and 30 pixels. Should work pretty nicely, just like that. And we'll do hero, flex direction, set to column. There we go for the hero section. And do text align set to center. So we haven't reached. There we go. Right? Okay, we need a margin top. Margin top to around 20 pixels. No, let's see actual thing. But yeah. Okay. So we'll do hero H1 and we can do font size set that to around 38 pixels, just like that. The next thing what I can do is do premium content, and we'll do that content contact section. We'll do flex direction set to column. Yep, there we go. Looks nice. The next is font row. After that, we also need to set the font row to grid template columns 1 fraction to just like that. And next, nav ul, we'll do 20 pixels and font size 14 pixels. With that, I think it should be fine. We can also put this image somewhere. So if I do hero img, does that work? Does that select the thing? So we'll do nav. We have now hero image, right? Hero image img. We can basically give a margin top of 10 pixels. You have 14 pixels, and yeah, that should be fine. I think one rem is suitable, but yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so after all of that, we are finally at JavaScript. So JavaScript, we don't have anything. One thing I can probably do also, and probably the last thing I'll do it with like CSS, is we'll also set the scroll behavior to smooth. So now every time we scroll, so we have to go, it is smooth, right? We don't have these sections, but yeah, everything else is very smooth out. Okay. So I'm not gonna spend too much on JavaScript. The first thing I'm gonna do is we'll do document.query selector. We'll select the contact. First, make a small and easy logic for contact form. We'll do add event listener. We'll listen to a submit. And we'll put a function, be just like here. We'll probably just do format document. So well, here I'm just going to do e.prevent default to basically remove all of the default events. We'll do alert. And we have a text right here. I'm just going to copy paste that. So this is a very simple logic. This is literally nothing, but yeah, this reset, that will reset the actual fields. So that is for the contact. Now next I'm going to have a cool effect. How will this work is basically when you scroll down, the actual cards will appear, right, in real time, because of all instead of it already being there. So here I'm just going to do const have the observer options. I'm going to use the intersection observer to basically, do this. We'll do options. So we have to make the actual options for that option object. So I'm just going to do threshold. We have to define two values, that is threshold, on how threshold is basically the value which basically says how much or when to trigger this effect, when what's the minimum value for the card. I cannot speak, but like basically, let's say this card has the this card is being observed. If it appears 10%, which is 0.1 threshold, that's what it means. We'll basically apply that given logic that we have there, right? Also put a root margin here, root margin. So I can just do 0 pixels, minus 100. Now this basically you can imagine as the imaginary margin we put. So we basically extended the margin down to 100 pixels. So now we can basically make the object for this. So we'll do new intersection observer. So we basically made a new object calling the actual constructor. And here I can just basically, this requires a function. Trying to give this function. So this will be the actual effect for what to do if the actual HTML element is observed. So I'm going to write a simple logic. So first I need all of the entries. So I'm just going to do for each entry, since this will basically be a no list, so we have to loop this. So for each entry, if it is intersecting, so we can do entry, which is the variable, right? Loop variable we have here. We'll check if it's intersecting. What this does is basically checks if it passes all of these values and if it's actually there. If it actually crosses the threshold, we'll basically do entry dot target, which is the actual HTML element. We'll basically style. We'll put a style dot opacity. We'll change the opacity to 1, right? I need to put that as string. Next thing I can do is basically put a transform. We'll basically put that to translate y at 0. So that is what we'll be doing. We need to pass the observer options here, like that. So that is the function. Right now, next we have to observe all of the things. So I'm just going to do document dot not get query selector all. We need to select all of the product card. Next thing I can do is also select all of the recipe cards. So we can basically select that with a comma. I will loop all of that using for each. Right? Okay, I messed up again. We'll do for each card we have here. For each card, we'll just do card.style.opacity. We'll set the default. By default, we'll set that to 0. They'll basically make everything, or what we selected, we'll put the opacity as 0. We'll do card.style.transform. We'll basically put translate y at 30 pixels. So it'll also go down by 30 pixels, right? If I just comment that part out, I'll just basically, as you can see, it goes down. So for now, I'm just gonna comment that part out. Also, because otherwise you guys cannot see what I'm doing, right? I'm also gonna copy paste again. Next, I can put a transition. For a transition, I'm gonna give all 0.6 seconds ease out, right? Now after all of that, I can uncomment that. Also do observer.observe. So observer is the object that we made of the intersection observer. So we're using that to observe, which is basically a pre-built method of intersection observer. We can basically say observe all of the card, right? We can say to observe the card. Now if we do this and refresh, as you can see, it has that effect. Looks pretty nice, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the stream, guys. Let's go. That is the project that we built today. You can basically improve it by adding a hamburger menu. So that is for you to do. So I haven't added a hamburger menu. You can also do that. If you want the logic, you can ask me. I can say how to do that. Another thing that I didn't add, but is there, is the view all recipes, right? It takes it to up because I don't have its anchor tag and it basically doesn't do anything. But you can also write the logic for this. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed me making the website. If you have any questions, please ask me. Or if you don't have any questions, I'm actually gonna end the stream. But before that, I'm actually gonna drink some water because I'm actually really thirsty. Aryan has some questions now. Is Aryan there in chat? I'm done. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm actually gonna end the stream. I hope you have a wonderful night, guys, and good night. Goodbye. I'll see you guys in another stream. So till then, bye bye. I'm gonna end the stream.